the current day. Tracks and points, but the cars are not. They're from 1998, when the racing was heavy and hard. Everyone had tobacco sponsors, and no one grow high to ride the rail. Back when it was all about raising hell, turning left and praising down. The classic racing style, right to your guns new. You'll see drivers you remember that you love, and some that you love to hate. See, I was found gaming racing series NASCAR Heat 5 in 1998.
Okay, back here with the NASCAR Heat 5 1998 mod. We're at Martinsville, and as you can see over there, did not hit my practice time that they wanted me to hit, but then put down a pretty fast lap in qualifying. So we're going to start 11th. Some thoughts before we get this race started. This is either going to be the most entertaining race or the most boring race. I don't know. This has all the makings of we make a pit stop late whenever there's a caution, if there is a caution. I think it's going to happen when we're in there, so I'll just go ahead and mention it now. Like, one mess up in a turn and like you're done. You cannot get up on the curb on the inside, like in turns 1 and 3 going, or actually the whole turn going in. There's like this little grass area on the inside, and you just can't get away with hitting that. It messes you up. You can't overdrive coming out. I actually loosened my car up a bit, as you can see up here, just because in practice it was so tight that it was just you couldn't really turn it. So I loosened it up a bit. We're starting 11th. I don't know, man. I don't know where we're going to finish. This is going to be a interesting one. Pedal cam is back. We got the Pennywise socks on. We'll see how Martinsville goes. We got our win last week, so I feel really good about that, and that kind of locks us in, so we can kind of do some experimental stuff and take a look at some different things and just try and maybe like sneak a couple wins out as we head to the rest of the season now. So, yeah, we'll get it started here. Jeremy Mayfield struggling all weekend. Dale Earnhardt not as fast as expected. And then Ernie Irvan back in the saddle, putting it on the pole here for this weekend. And we're going to start 11th. I think this might be one of, if not our best start of the season, which is weird because it was maybe one of the worst practice sessions we've had this year. So, getting it going. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. I only ran around like a single car in practice, so I don't know what it's going to be like out here, you know, with everybody braking and trying to slow themselves down. I know that kind of the crux of this video series is that I race as clean as possible, but I don't know if that's going to be possible here at this track. There you go. See. Whew. And there we go, folks. Really the first time this season that we had an issue like that. And our front end messed up so bad that I think we got to bring it in. So we'll bring it in. We're going to start shotgun on the field after that. So not ideal, especially after our good qualifying that we had. But I kind of feel like we didn't really deserve 11th after the way we ran in practice. We just put down a really good lap, so we cannot afford just to run into the backs of these idiots like this. And yes, they are idiots. But you saw what happened there. Like, I just overdrove turn 3 and tried to correct it coming out and wound up getting spun around because of it. So now we'll try and get some spots back here. Again, our win last week kind of affords us the ability to have a bad race. I don't want to finish outside the top 30, though. We have a pretty good streak of not doing that so far. Canada was our worst finish, so. You saw we just passed Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt has been wildly consistent here to start the season, so to see him running around in the back like that, a little odd. The very first practice laps that I put out, I got put around Dick Trickle and Kyle Petty, who's up here. And Kyle just, he ran right over Dick in turn 3. Just absolutely wrecked him coming out of the corner. So there's Joe Nemechek. Whoa, Jeremy. Or not Jeremy, but John. Joe Nemechek, he started right in front of us, or right next to us, I believe. So he's having some struggles as well. Maybe he's the one who hit me coming out of that wreck. I don't remember who got us. I thought it was Bill Elliott, but maybe it was Joe. So we were doing pretty well getting up through the field here, and now we get in better than these guys, but we do not get off better than them. Don't clip that. So you got to keep it off the curb, and I think his tires start to go away too. Like you're gonna see, you're gonna see us struggle in these turns. We got to get it. Like, what do we get down to? 70 miles an hour in the corner or so. Bobby Labonte out front, and by a wide margin too. He is already catching the very back of the field where we just restarted. Be interesting to see if there does wind up being a caution today, as that'll kind of dictate some strategy for us. But we're moving and grooving through the field right now. See, whenever we're out here by ourselves, we can put down a qualifying lap. It's just whenever we get up on these guys' bumper like this. And see, John Andretti, if he can make that outside line work, boy oh boy. Whoa, Bobby Hamilton. Sliding her in there. 20 laps to go. Three wide at Martinsville. Mikey Waltrip. Oh, Jeff Burton looks like he's got some problems. And Jeff Burton is another guy who has been wildly consistent this season. It looks like he blew an engine or cut a tire, or I'm not sure what happened there, but he's very slow in front of the field. Bobby Labonte working his way through the field, lapping traffic. See, like coming out of the corner, these last half of the race. I'm worried about the car coming around on me. It wants to already, and we still got 15 laps to go. Jimmy Spencer riding around here in 17th. Mike Skinner. See, 16th place, the top 16 drivers qualify for the chase. So I kind of feel like if we're inside the top 16 in any race, then I feel pretty good about that, because then we're getting chase points, right? And now we're just kind of out here for a Sunday drive on a Wednesday. I'm letting the car drift up in the corner just a smidge so it doesn't wind up using as much of the tires. You get down there, and the more you brake on these tires going into 3 and 1, I think even just touching the curb like that is enough to like set me back. It'd be great to have a caution here in these last 10 though. We're able to kind of make out who's in front of us up here, so I think that means we are getting closer. Dave Marcus running her. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Gotta be careful coming out of the corner now. Oh, man alive. Now I gotta... You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Not a pretty pass. Oh, Jesus criminy. I think these lap cars up here are kind of slowing down the people in front of us, but I just don't know if we have enough to get there. Look at that Dick Trickle hit by Brett Bodine. And Andretti goes by Bodine. So Andretti having a real good day. As we try and hang on to this one for the final 4 laps here. Oh, oh man. I mean, we're 17th and there's 22 cars on the lead lap. I think we do it here. Let's go ahead. I mean, they're not, the tires aren't off that bad, but we're going to do it. There's only 5 spots. So we're going to go ahead and run that. We'll pit. We'll make it exciting here down the stretch. And we'll see what happens. We're going to restart 21st. We were just in 17th. So, and we got new tires, us and Robbie Gordon. It is a green-white checkered, so 2 laps. We'll bring it home in 12th. All right, so we'll restart 21st, finish 12th. You kind of have to wonder what would have happened if we didn't wreck there early on and put ourselves in a bad spot. But we did, and we fought all the way back to where we started. So, you know, we'll get oh, that was the start of the race. We'll get 12th place points, and yeah, we fought back today. Feel pretty good about that. Let's take a look at who won. Jeff Gordon will get the fastest lap award. And Bobby Labonte led the most laps. We finished 12th. We will take a look at the results, and then we'll take a look at the advanced stats and figure out what happened after this race. So, yeah, Jeff Gordon, the fastest lap. He'll get a bonus point for that. Bobby Labonte, most laps led. He'll get a bonus point for that. Here come the results. Here come the point standings. All right, here's how they finished at Martinsville. Jeff Gordon gets his first win of the season. Do have some surprises up here in the top 10 as well. Bill Elliott putting up his best finish of the season by far. Ward Burton, Johnny Benson also putting out good runs. Chad Little getting his first top 10 after not qualifying for a couple races. Rick Mast, 11th. And I think you're going to see something pretty spectacular when we look at the point standings. We wind up finishing 12th, qualified 11th, wrecked on lap 2, went back to 40th. You just saw it. It doesn't, you know, we had a rough run of it. Brett Bodine, John Andretti, Ernie Irvin, Jimmy Spencer, Dave Marcus, Mike Skinner, Michael Waltrip, Ken Schrader, Robbie Gordon, Jeff Green, his best finish of the year, usually running around near the back, but he puts it in 24th today. Ted Musgrave, Ricky Craven, a couple guys that had some chase aspirations, kind of having a struggling day. Joe Nemechek as well, Jeff Bodine. These guys were right around the chase cutoff line. Dale Earnhardt at 36th. And then as we saw Jeff Burton have those issues, he winds up finishing shotgun on the field today in 40th position. Not going to be good for him as he and Earnhardt have been wildly consistent. Let's take a look at the point standings. And still out front, we've got Bobby Labonte, followed by Mark Martin, Ernie Irvin, Jeff Gordon, and Terry Labonte. And then we're right there. We're in 6th place at 193. We're the lowest driver of any drivers that have wins. You know, 28th at Canada, 16th at Phoenix, and then 12th today at Martinsville. Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Dale Earnhardt. You know, Burton takes a bit of a drop. Johnny Benson, a nice little bump up. He moves up to 12th. Then Rick Mast, like we talked about, 13th in the point standings now. 40th at Daytona, and then coming out, he has been pretty consistent. 7th, 11th, 14th, and 11th. So Rick Mast having a pretty stellar series of races, and it's thrown him into the chase. And right now he's 7 to the good, so it's a pretty competitive race down there. Yeah, Ken Schrader, Ricky Craven, Jeff Bodine, these are the guys right on the cutoff line of the chase. Then Mike Skinner, Bill Elliott, who's been racing really well. 12, 14, 15, 4. For him lately. Ward Burton, who's had some good finishes. Bobby Hamilton, 9, 8, 23. Looked like he was getting up there. Kenny Wallace, the guy who takes the biggest hit this week. And again, we've mentioned this in earlier videos. It's just 2 people wind up not making the race because of just how it works out. So Kenny Wallace, who was in the chase as of last week, doesn't qualify for the race this week, scores no points, and then falls all the way down to 23rd place in the points after that. Still only 19 points out, so he's got a shot. Then you got some guys down here. John Andretti, who had a really good run, just couldn't quite piece stuff together. Chad Little gets his top 10. He's missed 2 races and still has 91 points. Jimmy Spencer, Kyle Petty down here at the very bottom. Jeff Green, 31st and 24th the last couple weeks, so he bumps up pretty well. And yeah, these guys are probably, I'd say if you're not in triple digits by now, pretty much anyone from here on back, you're looking at a pretty big uphill climb. But you can get a win at any point. We've seen, well, not really. I mean, you're going to have to put together some good runs. I'd say the guys who are winning races are pretty good racers. Labonte, Martin, Irvin, and Jeff Gordon. So, you know, those are the guys at the top of the standings. They've been wildly consistent. Our expanded point standings show you that Labonte and Mark Martin have 6 top 10s this season. And, you know, if you take a look, there's only been 7 races. So, yeah, that's really good that they have 6 top 10s. And that's why they're at the top of the standings. You see in the top 20s, all these guys have 6 top 20s there. So, Sterling Marlin, Bobby Labonte, fastest laps of the race. Most lap lads, Bobby Labonte. He doesn't need the bonus points right now. He's got a pretty comfortable lead, but you got to think those bonus points will certainly help out. You know, so some kind of like statistical anomalies down here. Ricky Craven has yet to put it in the top 10 this season, but he's got 5 top 20s. That's pretty consistent, and that puts him in the chase. So I guess that's good for him. And a little bit further down here, Michael Waltrip has 4 top 20s, but he and Kenny Wallace, but you know, Kenny Wallace has 2 top 10s. So does Joe Nemechek. You know, just all kinds of fun stuff to look at here. Best finish, average finish, if you want to pause the video and take a look at all that stuff. But yeah, that'll do it for this week. We finished 12th. Let's see where we're at next week. You'd think that I would have this done ahead of time, and no, but no, I don't. So we're at Martinsville. We'll be at Darlington next week. We're going to do a 1998 throwback paint scheme for that race. Yeah, we're going to do a 1998 scheme. We'll be at Darlington next Wednesday. We'll see how Darlington treats us and see if we can keep her off the wall there. I'm not going to say I'm happy with this week's finish. I think if we could have just avoided that very first wreck, we had a chance. But we came in, we pitted, and then we got some spots back. So that late caution helped us out a lot. So, yeah, we'll take it. And, yeah, we'll see you next week. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever you want. I don't care. Change the channel. I don't know, whatever. Just thanks for watching. Bye.